The Yankees went into Pittsburgh and came out with 2 wins out of 3 games, but it could have been so much better. What's going on, guys? It's the King of 161st. June, back another video, and I want to start with Game 3 because, yes, the Yankees made a great comeback. Somehow, Trent Grisham has turned into one of the best players I've ever seen for these past few games, hitting home runs from both sides, hitting home runs to right field, hitting home runs to left field, and coming up big in clutch situations, especially in the 9th inning of this game, able to tie this game when it looked like the Yankees were dead to rights with an Andrew Heaney big start for Pittsburgh. We'll get to Will Warren in a second, but I really want to start in extra innings. So Pittsburgh wins this game by a score of 5-4 after Jack Suwinski, who is the ghost runner, steals third, and then Devin Williams gives up a fly ball to Tommy Pham. No use in Jason Dominguez even going after it because Suwinski was going to score. But in the top half of that inning, Anthony Volpe was on second base. He was our ghost runner. And the announcers were saying it. Oh, it looks like Anthony Volpe's antsy. It looks like he may want to run here. Why didn't he? Now I get it. There's a chance that there could have been some reads he couldn't get or certain things were going wrong with Anthony Volpe's end. But to me, if I'm Aaron Boone or if I'm the third base coach in that situation, after we were able to get out of that 10th inning, top of the 11th, I'm having Anthony Volpe run. We try and get this lead right now. Now, should have the other guys gotten him into a better spot? Possibly. I won't fault you there. But having Anthony Volpe run there, it makes this team have to play defense. And we saw it in the 10th inning. They gave us an opportunity because Isaiah Kiner-Falefa threw a ball into the dirt to the first baseman and he didn't know how to pick it. If you make Volpe run, at least you're making the defense have to work. And it's the Pittsburgh Pirates. There's a chance shit happens. But at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. The Yankees lose this one in a game that we probably shouldn't have won to begin with. But with that opportunity, I wanted the Yankees to take advantage of it. Let's get into the start of this game. Like I said, Andrew Heaney had this Yankees offense outside of the first inning where Jazz Chisholm's able to hit an RBI double to score the first run of the game. That was it for 8 innings for the Yankees. Andrew Heaney had this team fooled, and I'm not even going to give him the credit that I gave Zach Gallen. Zach Gallen at one point was a Cy Young contender. He has those games. Andrew Heaney, we've seen Andrew Heaney. Andrew Heaney's not that guy. Yankees offense today was asleep at the wheel. Where I really want to go is to Will Warren, because to me this game was a huge regression for Will Warren. Him and Marcus Stroman both had similar starts in the series, but not in the same way. Will Warren, early on, looked like he had command of that slider. It looked like he was able to spot that pitch no matter what. But then, 3rd, 4th inning comes around, he loses it. And before you know it, Will Warren's line reads as follows: 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, and 5 Ks. Will Warren is in a position right now where he has to perform. Clark Schmidt is coming back real soon, and within the next month, maybe 2, Luis Gil will be back. That's 2 spots in this rotation that will no longer be available. And I know Marcus Stroman did not put on the best performance yesterday, but at least he's a veteran and at least he's put on good performances. His last performance was not great, but it also wasn't horrible. This one was, again, started out good, wasn't great at the end. Will Warren needs to have these good performances to prove he belongs at this level because he still has options. So if he keeps putting these types of performances out there and Schmidt comes back and Gil comes back, Will Warren might be the second pitcher to go, because number 1 is most likely Carlos Carrasco, an older pitcher. He probably didn't have much staying power here anyway. He'd probably be the first to go once Schmidt comes back. So Will Warren has about a month to prove that he belongs in this rotation, and if he doesn't, he'll be right back in Scranton. So this one was not fun because this was a big regression. To be honest, that's about it for this game. I brought up Jazz hitting his double to start the game. He's still on his tear. Anthony Volpe had a big double to start out the 9th. Peraza had a big hit. Overall, that's kind of what this game was. This game really started in the 9th inning for the New York Yankees, and it ended in the 11th. Let's move on to game 2. And I brought up Marcus Stroman because Marcus Stroman had about the same issue. Early on, he was money. He he was able to spot these zones. He's able to get these strikeouts, but then he stops getting the corner. The umpire stops giving him the outside pitch. And when he stopped getting that backdoor slider to get called for a strike, things went downhill, and they went downhill fast. Luckily, though, at that point, the Yankees had a 2-0 lead. His inning gave the Pittsburgh Pirates a 4-2 lead. Good thing that the Yankees offense was still alive for game 2, putting up a 6 spot in the 5th after Stroman gave them a 4 spot in the 4th. Marcus Stroman ended the game with 4 innings, 4 earned, 3 hits. A lot of it was walk, 3 strikeouts and 3 walks. Not a great performance from Marcus Stroman. To me, I believe he has a little bit more security here in this rotation because he does have a little bit more tenure here. And he also has more tenure in the league. A guy like Will Warren, he's going to be a victim of his age. He's too young and he has time to develop. And Carlos Carrasco will be a victim of his age. He's older than Stroman. This is his first year here. He's going to get penalized for that. So to me, out of all these guys, Stroman seems like the most likely to maintain that 5 slot once Heel and Schmidt come back, but it's got to be better than this. One guy during this entire series that really showed up is Anthony Volpe. It's about time we start saying this is a different guy. This is a different hitter. And it's not the torpedo bat. It's not anything foreign happening. Anthony Volpe is finally coming into his own. There were certain points in this game where I didn't know if they could get him out. That's how good he's been. Yes, I know he started off hot before. He had his 20-game hit streak last year. So there's times where he gets hot. This looks different. Before, it would be weak contact. Before, it would be all on the ground and he'd just get those balls to go through. Now, he's not even putting out A swings. He's not even putting out B swings, and he's getting the ball all the way to the wall. In Pittsburgh, people can't even use the Yankee Stadium Little League ballpark excuse because he just did it in Pittsburgh. Anthony Volpe has been so impressive to start the year. Aaron Judge continues his wrath. In the first game of this series, he was able to put up 321st home run in his 1,000th game as a pro. Same amount of home runs through 1,000 games as the one and the only Babe Ruth. Another one of those fun facts about Aaron Judge that makes you realize he's one of the greatest hitters you've ever seen. I told you that would be an annual segment on this show. In game 1 of this series, Max Fried put up his best start as a Yankee in his second start. 5 2/3, 6 hits, 1 earned, 1 walk, and 6 Ks. Max Fried, starting off the year, still hasn't found a consistent curveball, and that's his main pitch. But in this game, he was able to figure it out. He was able to use his fastball changeup combination to be able to keep hitters off balance. And then towards the end, you started to see how sharp that curveball is. Even though this game, with 5 2/3 of 1-run ball, this was good. We still have not seen the best of Max Fried. The next start, or maybe the start after that, you're going to start seeing that curveball start dropping in, and it'll be filthy. I am very excited to see what I just saw from Max Fried, because again, there's still room to improve here, but he showed you why he's an ace caliber pitcher. Even when he still doesn't have the consistent curveball, which is his A pitch, he still gave you 5 2/3, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 earned run. That is the mark of an ace pitcher. Even when you don't got it, prevent the runs from coming in. One more guy I really want to talk about, Paul Goldschmidt, is really making a lot of people eat their words to start the year. And I get it, we are only about 8 games in, 9 games in maybe. But Paul Goldschmidt was written off when he signed with the Yankees as an old, frivolous first baseman that forgot how to hit. He'll come in and he'll be just another Anthony Rizzo. This man demolishes left-handed pitching like no one else. And even against right-handed pitching, he holds his own. Paul Goldschmidt is providing something that the Yankees haven't gotten since pre-concussion Anthony Rizzo. A consistent 4-set first base. And it may not be fully with the power, not yet at least, but at least he's putting the ball in play. He's at least giving the Yankees good at-bats, putting the ball in play and getting these balls to drop. That is how you do it as an older first baseman. No, he will not put up the production that he did in his MVP year. He's not going to put up the production of a guy like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's not going to be one of the best first basemen in baseball. But last year, in a World Series year, the Yankees were dead last in Major League Baseball in first base OPS. Let me remind you of something. The Chicago White Sox broke the record for most losses of all time, and the Yankees were still dead last in first base OPS. Any improvement from that is huge for this team. And right now, Paul Goldschmidt looks like he can put himself into that top 12 or 13 in terms of first base OPS. And that right there, that might be the hidden thing that we did not think about when looking at this offseason. To improve that much at the first base spot. If Anthony Volpe can keep this up, and I know there's going to be moments where Anthony Volpe struggles. He's not going to maintain a 1,000 OPS for the entire year. But if he can maintain an 800, 850 OPS, if Jazz can continue doing what he's doing, Bellinger can continue to find his stride, and Goldschmidt's giving you this, that right there could be what matches the production we lost this offseason. That could be the X factor. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of this Yankees offense outside of today's game. There are times where someone just has your number, and it looks like Andrew Heaney has a bunch of these guys' numbers. We will not see him again this year, so it doesn't really matter. Overall, this was a good series. It was a pretty fun series. I'm hoping that when we go to Detroit, where they changed the times already for inclement weather, hopefully we get these games in, but hopefully going up against some of these big-time starters, specifically Skubal, that this Yankees offense can still show why we are still the Bronx Bombers. We could still show why we're one of the best offenses in baseball. This next series is going to be a big test for that reason. I am really excited for it. I hope you are too. Hopefully you enjoyed this series recap of the third series of this season. We are officially in the middle of what hopefully will be a big season for the New York Yankees. Hope you enjoyed this. Leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys after the Detroit series. Take care and peace.